Well, hi there again, traders. This is Art Dill for FuturesTradingCompany.net and a recap of our trading for April 25th, 2012. And we had a great day of trading today. I did have one trade on the Globex market overnight for a total of 54 points, and I'll show you that trade. And then during the day session today, we went 10-3-1. Another 110 points. Ended the day up plus 164 Dow points. Another fabulous trading day. This was the entry we had during the Globex session. It was a trigger long, and that came at just after midnight Pacific time, just after the European market opened, 3 a.m. Eastern time, and took it 1 point above the trigger bar there, long 13,001, and I got a target of 10 points, 15 points, and then I went to bed and I put on a 15-point trailing stop. I got up this morning and my stop out overnight was 13,030, 15 points from the high here, which was 13,045, and that was the one and only trade I had on the Globex session. I have a lot of trades to cover, so I'm going to try to be as brief as possible. This was a chart pattern breakout trade before the market opened, before the cash market opened. This one was 5:55 a.m. Pacific, 8:55 on the East Coast. Along here, the breakout of this pivot at 12,999. I took this with only 2 contracts, and I got plus 7 and plus 18 points on that trade. The next trade I took was after the market opened at 6:32, and again it was a breakout trade, but I also had a trigger firing here. Took that long at 13,025, and was using a 15-point trailing stop on this trade, and was stopped out at 13,013, and so a loss of 13 points on each contract. I traded 3 contracts on this entry, so minus 36 points on that next trade. And then not long after that, at 6:41, another long, and again this was a trigger entry. There was the trigger bar here, and I tried to buy a pullback, tried to get back in at 13,025, which was my entry about over here, and I got all 3 contracts on at 13,025. Took one off at 13,035, one off at 040, and the last one I had a 30-point target, 13,055. And as you can see, we got 1 point of the high move. The high of the move was 13,056. We took a 30-point target, 13,055. So a very nice trade there, plus 55 points on that next trade. Had a nice retracement back down here to the 89 EMA. Had a trigger fire here, and so I took this as a breakout trade above 13,048. Only took this with 2 contracts, and stopped out at 13,034. So we lost 28 points on that particular trade. This was the next trade I took, and again it was a breakout trade here of this little pivot. I got long 13,036. Got one target, 13,043, 7 points, and then it came back and stopped us out at break even on that second contract. The next trade I took was 742, and I took 2 entries on this trade. I took one above the trigger bar here at 13,026 long, and I took another contract. I put another contract on at the break of this ad, and I got long there at 13.030. Took the one contract off for 7-point profit at 13.033. That was my 026 entry. And then as we moved higher, I brought my stop to break even to 13.030 on that next contract, and we were stopped out at break even. So only plus 7 points on that trade. As I say, a lot of entries today. This next one was at 8:20, and it was the last entry before we had the FOMC rate decision. I got long here at 13.025. Took one target at 13.032 for plus 7, and that was it on the trade. Out at break even on the next contract. And then we had the FOMC rate decision. After the decision was announced, this was my first trade, and I got long at 13.006. It was a trigger entry. I went long with two contracts. I had a 10-point first target, and I got exactly the high of the move, 13.016 for plus 10, and then a stop out at break even on the next contract, so plus 10 points on that trade. The next trade I took was actually a short, and again, it was after the rate decision. It was at the 9:39 here. It was a trigger entry, short at 12.993, and I ended up getting stopped out of that trade on a reversal long at 13.005, so minus 24 points on that trade. The next trade, again, as I said, I was long at reversal here at 13.005, two contracts. I took one off at plus 7, and I took the second contract off at plus 20 points. So a total of 27-point gain on that next trade. The next trade I took was after this retracement. Again, it was a long. It was during the Bernanke news conference, but I felt pretty comfortable taking this. I'd had a trigger right here, so I took the break here of the little pivot that had been formed right before the trigger fired, and we got long at 12.999, and my target was 10 and 20 points on that trade, and I got both those targets, so plus 10, plus 20, a total of plus 30 points on that trade. And once again, after a retracement, this was another long, and again, it was a trigger long, 13.009 with two contracts, and again, I was looking for 10 points and 20 points for targets, and I easily got both of those targets on that trade, so another 30-point gain. So two 30-point gains on the last two trades of the day, and that was my last trade of the day. I had decided to hang it up. And you can see after that run-up, basically, we started getting into price chop sideways here, and I don't know if we had another move. Let me go on over. No, we didn't. We just really chopped sideways the rest of the day into the close. So we've had really two really good days so far this week. Yesterday we ended up positive, but only plus 21 points. But the prior day, another great day. We were 4-0, plus 88 during the day session, 1-0 and plus 61 at the Globex 2 days ago. So 149 today, as you saw in our results there at the start of the video. A total of 110 points during the day session, plus 164 total, plus 54 on the Globex. So 164 point day on Wednesday, the FOMC rate decision day. So we had a great trading day. Hey guys, come check us out in the room and let me know if you'd like to 2-week trial, and I'll make sure you get the info to come into the room to see us take these trades in real time.